Cup Springfield. We're one of the largest 1 million cups in the nation. And there are a few things we want to introduce you to. We're going to have 2 6 to 8 minute presentations, followed by about 15-20 minutes of question and answers. You are welcome to get up, grab coffee at any point. You are welcome to have a question and ask it. If we run out of time, of course, we might not get to every question. Be sure you connect with us on social media. Thank you to all of our organizers, and thank you to all of our sponsors for all of the things that you do. Emerald, eFactory Database, Brick and Mortar. And with that, we're going to welcome our very first presentation, Refine M.
Good morning. Okay, thanks for coming in. I was thinking at the weather forecast a couple of days ago, it says it's going to be snow and all that. Thank you, 1 Million Cups, for giving me the opportunity to present second time. I presented a couple of years ago, first time. So let's talk about Refine M. So Refine M is we are a project management consulting and training company based here in Springfield, here in eFactory. My office is just a couple of rooms from here. We provide training, consulting to companies to improve their whatever they are doing. So I'll talk a little bit more about that. So there are two parts of our business, consulting and training. Under consulting, we provide customized project management support. So if you have a lot of projects going on and you need help in doing them better, faster, with more efficiency, we help you do that. We also provide project management staffing. If you are stretched for the resources, if you don't have enough project managers to manage the project, we provide the resources to manage the projects. And if your project is in trouble or your ship is sinking, okay, then we come back and put it back on track. So that's the project recovery part. And also we do agile transformation. How many of you know about agile? Okay, some of you. Okay, so we help organizations implement this new, very popular method of doing project. So we take you from wherever you are and make you agile. So that's a part of our consulting. Then the training, which is second part, we provide training in different ways. The very first way is if you want to train your team or organization, that's a corporate or customized training. So we will discuss what are your needs, and then we'll structure the training based on your specific needs, your specific location. Some people come to us and say, we want a 2-day training, but we cannot do 2-day at a stretch. Can you do half days? Yeah, we can do it. Can you do 2 hours? That's sometimes difficult. But we try to work with you to customize it to your need. The second one is a public training. So we announce trainings on different topics on project management and agile. And then if you want to sign up for 1 or 2 trainings, you can sign up online and you can come and get the training. So that's the second way we do the training. Third way we do is one-on-one. If you have a very specific need and you're looking to get some mentoring, coaching, or training, then we do that. We work with you and set up the plan and schedule and provide you that one-on-one training. The fourth one is free webinars. And that's what we do once a month. Every first Wednesday of the month, we deliver webinars from noon to 1. Today is the day. So I have 2 presentations today, one this and one at 12 o'clock. So every first Wednesday of the month, 12 o'clock to 1 o'clock, we do that. So there are various ways we do the training. Now, you must be thinking, what project management can do for me or anybody? Some of you would have seen this 4 quadrants. And you may, for 20 seconds, you think your day, a usual day, where you spend more of your time. Are you firefighting, trying to get things done today, or you are working in a planned mode, or something else, whether you are in Q1, Q2, Q3, or Q4, where you are. So wherever you are, even if you are in this mode, firefighting, very stressful, you are stressed, you are doing lots many things, you are working through things, and sometimes you don't know what you're doing and what you're talking. So if you are in that mode, and you, your team, or your organization, what project management can do is take you from there to Q2, where you are not stressed, where you are working in a planned way, you know what you're talking, you know what you're doing. So that's what project management does, and how it does is by providing clarity, focus, organization, and discipline. So if you have all those four in your personal life, or your team, or your organization, you are in Q2. So that's what project management does for individuals, teams, and organizations at all levels. So let's think about what kind of organizations will get benefited from project management. What kind of organizations will get benefited from project management? All, including you as an individual. I use project management to run my life every day, every month, every quarter, every year. And by looking, I wanted to show some of my clients, and that tells where project management could be useful. Looking at the Teen Challenge, which is a small organization, non-profit, to American National, which is a multi-billion-dollar company, and then others are in between. So those are the companies that got help from project management, and you can see where your company fits in, or where you are and how it can help you. So if you're a startup, okay, project management can help startups too. And same thing, when you're a startup, you are trying to do lot many things, and you are trying to do things in a fashion that may not be giving you results very quickly. So what project management can do is to help you provide the focus, the discipline, and you can do the things easily. And to help startups, I have also created your startup plan template that you can use. And I will talk about that a little bit. You can download that from my website. There is no fee for that. You can start using it. That will tell you what are the things that you need to do to get the ball rolling. So what it can do for your small startup, it can take you from Q1 to Q2. It will make you more easy, and it will make you more stress-free. That's what is the key thing over here. And remember, every project, every startup is a project. When you start something, you are trying to develop a product, you are trying to develop a service, you are trying to get into a new market. Whatever you are doing as a startup, it is a project until you reach at a stage when it becomes operations. So if it is a project, then project management is something that you would like to use. So I'd like to talk a little bit about our business performance. So we started in late 2011, so 2012. 2012 was a time when we started, crawling and trying to understand the business or the environment. And then we really started picking up in sometime in 2013, 2014 time frame. And this line tells that this is the time frame when I presented at 1 million cups last time, sometime early 2014. And since then, we have grown quite a lot. Our revenue grew up 4 times, and our staff grew up about 2.5 times. Talking about our team team is located in 3 locations. Of course, Springfield, we're here, and North Carolina. I have several consultants who work out of North Carolina, and one consultant who also works from Chicago. So our team is spread over the three locations. Our customers are spread over all over the country. And we are pretty close to get our first international assignment. Maybe we'll be signing that in next couple of weeks in UK, London. Okay, so some more, how do we do our business? How our business works. So the core part of our business is our values. 3 values: simplicity, integrity, and flexibility. We try to keep everything simple. We do what we say, and we keep flexible or have flexibility working with our clients. We try to accommodate our clients, and that helps in our business. The second component of our business is our people, the team that you saw. Very good people, highly skilled, highly committed people. That makes up our team. And then project management. I use project management to run my organization. We do planning for week, month, quarter, and then stick to that plan. Not that we don't change our plans, we change our plans as the situation demands. And third is technology. We use technology to run our organization, and that's what makes Refina. So our plan going forward, we want to keep growing. We want to intensify our sales. So if anybody is looking for a sales position, contact me. I'm looking for a couple of sales people. We are starting a new division, software services. And this happened like in last year or a year and a half. There were software projects that just came in. I was not even looking for those. They just came in and we did them, and I was talking to Brian Kincaid here. 2015 was great. We did not go for business and it came. So that was a good thing. And he said, that's great. So my thought was, how do I repeat it? How do I make it a process? So I decided to start a new division called as software services. So we are working on the marketing and branding for that division. Probably we'll launch that in next quarter. The key risk for our business, and I want to talk to you about that because every business has risk or risks. We have most of our revenue come from 1 or 2 clients. I think that's a big risk for us. So we want to diversify our portfolio. We want to go find more long-term clients. And that's the goal of pushing the sales this year. So that's the risk, and that's the plan to handle that risk. If any one of you have any suggestion, I'll be more than happy to hear that. And we'll stay organized and focused. Use the project management to stay in Q2. We'll stay busy, productive, and happy. Those are the 3 things that are very important for me as an individual and for a company too. So everybody wants to stay busy. Yeah, we are busy, we are doing this. You ask anybody here in the room, how are you doing? We're very busy. Okay. Are you productive? Is your busyness giving you results? Productive. You are doing something that's important. Yeah, okay. You are busy, you are productive. Are you happy? That's another thing. So if you achieve all these 3 things, then I think life is good. That's how I feel. So that's what I will be doing. And there are a couple of things that you can do is start utilizing project management for your companies. And also I was talking about a template for startups. So if you want to take a look at it, download the template and start using it. And I was talking about public trainings. So we have so many public trainings that are coming up. The basics of project management is on February 18 here. You can sign up for that. And if there are any other trainings that you need, you can sign up. That is all for about my business questions.
Awesome. Thank you so much, NK. I think you offer a very valuable product, and certainly for your potential clients, I think they should check into it. Could you explain to us a little more about Agile and how that works?
Yes. Agile is a way to do projects in an incremental iteration fashion. So if you have a 1-year project, so usually the conventional way is that you start a project and then your customer and user will not see anything until the end of the project. That's how the projects have been done. But if you are using Agile to deliver this project, your users or customers will start seeing the results much more earlier and more frequently. You can start delivering results in weeks. So maybe every 2 weeks or every 1 month, you will deliver something that is usable. For example, if you are developing a website, every company has a website, right? And the website has 50 pages, okay? So one way of doing it that you develop all 50 pages and release your website, right? It may take 6 months. The other way of doing it will be like you identify the pages in batches, 10 pages, another 10 pages, another 10 pages, another 5 pages. And you can say, when I am done with first 10 pages, I can go live. The advantage of doing that is that you start using your application or product right early on. So that's the difference between doing projects in an agile manner and other manner. Some cases you may not be able to do agile. Like if you are constructing a flyover, you cannot do that in bits and pieces. You have to plan that well and you have to do that well. So there are certain projects that fall very well for agile method of doing projects, some don't. So that's what agile is. Thank you for asking that. I can hear it. I can repeat it.
Good morning, NK. Great presentation. I was wondering if I have a company that is past the stage where they need operation management, or they're not currently needing operation management, could I hire you to come and train my employees and staff in operation management to make their lives better, and that would trickle down into the corporation?
Absolutely. So if you are at a stage where you have gone into operations, one thing is there, you always have something that new you will do, even if you are in operations. You try to improve your products, you try to improve your processes, you try to improve efficiency. So there's always something that you want to do different, just to be better. So everything that you want to change or you want to improve is a project. So yes, thank you.
Hi, my name is Jake. I'm a student at MSU, and because of that, I've worked in a lot of team projects, and so I know the value of project management, and I've been working on that quite a bit. But one thing I was curious about is what specific steps do you take to bring a company from being pretty sporadic about how they're managing a project to a very organized operation?
Very good question. Very good question. So what we do is we start with an assessment. We go in the company and see how things are going, where they are today. And then we say, okay, where you want to be? You are in Q1 here, and then you want to be in Q2 where you are more organized and more structured and all that. And so we go and identify the steps that need to be taken, we prioritize it. So if there are 10 things that need to happen, we say, okay, what is your top number one thing that you want to do that will be most significant for you? Take up that thing and implement that. Then go to the next, go to the next. That's a very good example of implementing improvements in an agile manner. That's an excellent way of doing it. So you go do an assessment, say, okay, these are the 10 things we have to do. Start doing one after the other, start showing results. And I can tell you, if you use project management, your investment, your return on investment can be 2 to 10 times. So if you are investing $10,000, your return could be even $100,000 from that. That's 2 to 3 times is very common, but it could be up to 10,000.
There are, hello there, very good, man, I tell you what. There are different management styles, there's laissez-faire, there's, different organizations. How do you sell differently, say, to an engineering firm as to, say, a political subdivision or even a publicly owned like the Springfield, city of Springfield, or say to the county of Webster? Do you have different approaches that you are implementing with your sales?
So that The styles what you're talking about are the more the leadership styles, how the leader of the company does, does lead the company. Now, the nature of the organization can differ, but the basic fundamentals of project management don't differ. So to go and start talking to the company and try to understand what they are doing, that's the first step. And then from there you see how the project management can be applied in this situation. So fundamentals are same, but the way they are applied could be different from the organization to organization based on their culture and based on where they are. So the approach will differ, but I will start with talking to them, understanding them first, and then start trying to figure out how the project management can help them. And I wanted to say thanks to my mentor over here, John. He has been my mentor. He has been a great mentor, and I really got a lot of benefit working with him, a lot of guidance. Thank you, John.
Hey. Thanks for sharing and congrats on so much growth over the years. I have some questions besides going to the startup template, right? I think a lot of people in the room, definitely myself, feel like we're in the firefighter quadrant often. What do you suggest for ways startups can easily implement project management into their company fast along the lines of Jake? And what type of software? There's so much software, so many options for large corporations or startups to use. What are you seeing is some of the key products or services, or is that in your future to utilize for startups to implement project management?
For a startup, I think the best is to use Microsoft Office. That's the best to use, because the reason for that is if you start looking for the software tools or software, project management software, go Google project management software, you will get hundreds of those. You will really get confused. Even for bigger organization, I say first put your process in place before getting the tool. Tool is secondary. So first say what your business is and how your business runs. What are the different things you do and what are the priorities, and set your process right first. Once you have set your process right, then you can go and look for that. In the beginning for startups, I think Microsoft Office is good enough. You don't have to go anything beyond that. The cost may be an issue for a startup because you don't have a lot of money. Okay, so it's the best thing to start with Microsoft Office, Excel, PowerPoint, Word. I think that's good enough to do project management. You don't need a very fancy, costly tool. It's so simple that you don't need any of those.
Hey, I was wondering more about the classes. Like, what do they cost? What are you going to get out of them for a startup? Can you bring like a team of leaders to it? And is there a price break for that, or just any information on those?
Good, thank you for asking that. What you get out of the class? You can get a lot out of the class if you select the right class. So if you are looking for a basic project management, then project management fundamentals is a good class. If you are looking for a basics of agile, then agile fundamentals is a good class. If you are looking for leadership skill, then leadership skill is a good class. So it depends on basically what you're looking for, and you can talk to me and I can guide you which class will be the best for you. Now, about the discount, yes, we do have group discounts. So this group discounts can range from 15 to 25% based on the number of people. So minimum group discount starts from 4. So if you have 4 people, you get 15% discount, and then it goes up. And I have one person that approached me for a training in Kansas City. She wanted to bring 7 people. And she asked for a discount of $100 on the training. I said, actually, we get more than that. Signed up for a group discount, and she was very happy. Yes, there's discount, and the prices are there. Usually, just to give you an idea, for 1 day of training, it's about $500. And then if you are doing more, it's less per day kind of a thing. So, and if you sign up early, you have discounts. If you sign up late, then the fee goes up.
Yes, I wanted to say I really was impressed with your agile. I think as a professional development coach, I have a lot of people that come to me and they have these binders and binders of business plans, and they're procrastinating. So I think that Agile is a great tool to be able to use to help them see progress rather than waiting until they're 50 years old and the business plan started at 20.
Yep.
So I just want to say that's an awesome plan for people who are having a procrastination.
Yeah, absolutely right. Absolutely, and that's for startups. That's a very good tool. And the template that I created is based on that tool. So you can go and plan your long term, which is a high level plan. You don't have to go into the details of that. But what you put details is what I'm going to do next month, what I'm going to do next week, what I'm going to do tomorrow. And the level of details keep increasing as you go closer to the time. That's what is the key part there. Thank you very much.
So, okay, thanks for coming and providing us with an update. Look forward to hearing from you again, maybe in another 8 to 12 months. But what can we as a community do to help you accomplish your goals?
So this is what the community can help me, is one sentence out of all that: engage with me. Engage with me and talk to me about your company, about yourself, about your team, and we can have discussions how it can be better, how I can take you as an individual or a team or a company from Q1 to Q2. That's just one thing that the community can help me with.
Well, thanks a lot, MK. We're going to do some announcements here real quick. You guys don't know I'm the newest organizer for 1 Million Cuts. My name is Jonathan Putnam. We're going to run through these real quick. We're kind of shortish on time, but not bad. So here at the E-Factory, we've got the Accounting Basics course from February 9th. You get the Successful Business for Planning and Funding. We have Understanding Financial Statements, February 10th. We have Money Smart for Small Businesses. These are all at the E-Factory. You want to talk to Rihanna Anderson for that? Rihanna, are you in here today? Maybe not. She's running around. All right. MK also is doing his Agile Users Group meeting Friday, February 12th at noon here at the E-Factory. We have Business as Ministry at Schweitzer United Methodist Church. Philip is the guy to talk to you about that. Pretty cool group from what I understand. We've also got the Real Estate Investors Group, Brad over here in the red. Talk to him if you wanted more information about that. That's Thursday, February 18th. And with that, we're going to introduce our next presenter. Whenever you're ready.
And I'm here to dazzle, inform, inspire, and dance for you today. And I hope by the end of this presentation, you'll be doing a few of these as well. Now, let's start with the dazzle. Now, you may be wondering what dazzling could possibly have to do with generating and maximizing construction profits, just like you may be wondering how providing homes for people in need can be a way of generating and maximizing money. Well, folks, I'm here today to show you a way we can produce higher quality, lower costing construction, and then use it to do more. I want to thank you all for being here today. It is a great joy and privilege to be standing here in front of you. A little about myself. I graduated from Jury's architecture program last year, and I've been working at a place called Worldwide Aircraft Services as an aerospace engineer for the last couple years, which is actually where I met the inspiration behind this project. I work with a lady that has 5 children. Her and her husband both have full-time working jobs, have held the same jobs for years, make more than what the government considers poverty and can give benefits for, yet still struggle to pay their bills every month, which has landed them in and out of situational homelessness. So, Home for More hopes to provide a solution for families like theirs, as well as generating money and creating higher quality homes. So, let's begin. Home for More is a quicker, simpler, mass-producible wood frame construction method that is then paired with a nonprofit company that utilizes the profits generated to provide rent-to-own homes for hardworking families in need. The system starts with an individual or family that wants to build a Home for More home, Our current base model lends itself well to vacation homes, cabins, guest houses, and single-family homes. The base model is a 5-bedroom, 2-bathroom, 1,600 square foot home that has many built-ins, including lots of desks that are all the size of twin-size beds. That is actually capable of sleeping up to 20 people, and that's not counting couches. We are able to offer this home for $150,000. And to give you a comparison, traditional residential construction generally runs around $100 a square foot. And we include, which would equal $160,000, and it does not include most of the furniture, appliances, and a woodworking shop, which our home comes with. So let me show you how we're able to provide such a good deal. We are able to save money on materials and construction costs by simplifying layout and utilizing what we call an open stud construction method. One way we simplify layout is by clustering all the mechanical systems and plumbing. You can see here in the base model that the core of the home contains both bathrooms, it contains all the kitchen appliances, it contains the HVAC system, just the AC, the heating is actually radiant floor heating, and the washer and dryer here, and all of the plumbing runs right along this line here. So this allows us to not only save money on materials and construction, but also increase efficiency and maintenance ease as well. So the construction method we employ is called open stud construction, and it starts with a 4x8 sheet of sheathing, which is what you generally find behind your siding or the brick of your home. And we work inwards from there by creating or by framing with dimensional lumber around the outside. And we use 2x6s and 2x8s in the base model, but depending on the desired function and aesthetic qualities, this could vary. We add one permanent horizontal support for structural purposes, and then we cut to fit the rigid foam installation and the finishing wall panel. And the finishing wall panel can be some sort of paintable wallboard or drywall, wood, and we sandwich it all together with 2x1s that run along the outside of this finishing wall panel and secure to the studs. So what you're left with is a nearly finished 4x8 building block that can be produced in a warehouse, loaded on a trailer, delivered to a site, and assembled in a fraction of the time. You can kind of think of it as Lego pieces. We're creating all these 4x8 building blocks that can have a door in them, they can have a window, they can have shelves on the inside, they can have closets, they can be made to have desks added or bunk beds added, and you would be able to pick out these pieces you like, organize them however you'd like, and see the finished product before you actually construct your home. So let's talk a little bit about money here. Of the $150,000, $50,000 will be spent on materials, and you can actually see the completed materials list for the base model on our website, homeformore.info. $50,000 will be spent on construction, and this will be done by an independent company outside of our non-for-profit, which actually becomes an avenue for generating possibly a lot of profit. And then $50,000 gets invested in a Home for More home for a family in need. So now with the sale of 2 Home for More homes, we are able to build a 3rd Home for More home that we can offer to a family that meets the Home for More family criteria, and then we'll offer them a no money down, 0% interest rent-to-own home, and they then will pay back the completed construction costs through their monthly mortgage payments. When they have completed this, they own the home, and then those monthly mortgage payments are what we as a nonprofit company can use to fund our operation costs, and eventually even more Home for More homes. And here, you can see here how this doesn't show up very well, but there's the family that initially can spend the money on a home. It comes into our Home for More organization, which produces 2 homes and cycles back around to keep producing homes. So currently where we stand today is we are trying to make this thing happen. We need the money, materials, and means to construct one of these, to test the method, and then we also need the guidance to start the non-for-profit. We're here looking for information, mentors, collaborators, and people who like to get excited. So thank you all for being here today.
Thank you so much, Ray. We'll begin with questions now.
Yeah, I'm not there. I have 2 more slides left. 1 second. All right, may I dazzle you again? Is everybody dancing? Thank you. Questions?
So what's the time it takes for start to finish for your homes? That's one part. Second, what is the assessed value of your homes?
Well, it's really hard to say this before we have tried one of them, but just being able to produce it in a warehouse generally will cut down a lot on construction time. You'll have all the materials available. You'll be able to construct it 75% there, and then just transport it to site. So I imagine it will be considerably shorter than traditional construction. I would like to have it be able to set it up in 2 weeks after transporting the materials to the site. But once again, I've got to prove this. So and then the second part was
What will be the assessed value?
that's another thing. It will. I believe because of the open stud construction that it adds a lot of depth to the house. It adds a lot of woodwork. It adds utility. You can build lots of shelves and built-ins. So I believe it will end up being a much higher assessed home than your traditional constructed home.
This is exciting, but I didn't see anything in there about the land or the property that it was going to be built on, land acquisition, that sort of thing. What are your plans in that regard?
Well, for the Home for More homes that we are providing to families in need, if you look on Realtor.com, there are lots of sites just around neighborhoods in Springfield that are $5,000 to $10,000. So it's relatively affordable, and kind of the goal in this is twofold, because we're not only providing a home for them, we're also improving neighborhoods. So we can go into neighborhoods that have dilapidated houses or empty lots, and then put a home that will raise the value of all the homes around it.
Is that included in your costs?
Yes and no. The materials, the finished material costs are $45,000. So yes, it is included in the materials cost. Also, the construction, I believe, will be considerably less than $50,000 to actually construct it. So I do believe that it's covered in there. I don't have it listed out separately though.
Hi, my name's Brian. I love your enthusiasm on this. One concern you have an engineering degree, so you probably know better than I do. But one concern I had is with the type of construction. I'm not sure some of that, especially the studs where you had them placed, I don't know if that would pass, especially Greene County code. You could get away with it in a lot of surrounding areas. That would be one concern. I don't know if you looked at that. And the other question I had is, would it be classified as an actual stick built, or who doing it with this modular setting? Is it going to be classified as a modular? Because the modular, as far as financing and a whole host of other things, creates a lot of issues. Have you looked into that at all, or?
Not the financing issue. For the structural integrity, I worked with my structures teacher throughout architecture school, and did the calculations that say that this is equally, if not more, strong than your traditional 16-inch on center framing. I believe you would consider it stick built, but I really don't know the rules behind that. Initially, the plan was, I have a screen and porch that's included in the home. So initially, my thoughts are you build the pieces there, and then you just transport them and set them up as you go. So I think that'd probably make it more likely to count as stick frame, but
Unfortunately, what's better and what the government says is better are two totally different.
Well, if you have information on that, I would love to hear about it.
If I were an investor looking into this, then the question would be, first, where's the payment on my investment? curious about these people not putting money up first before they walk in. It seemed like they simply move in without down payments of any kind of security deposits. And I was wondering if it's overbuilt with 5 bedrooms and accommodate 20 people and introduce that into communities, homes that have that many people living in it.
Well, ideally, you don't have 20 people living in it, but what I found are a lot of these families, they have extended family that comes and stays with them often. They have other friends that have lent them a couch in the past that wind up homeless and need somewhere to stay. So it just has that flexibility to be able to offer that many beds if need be.
Return on investment.
And the return on investment, so are you talking about for the families that move in or for someone that's investing in the first home to start, the families that move in?
The investors.
Oh, the initial investors? Well, like ideally, if someone could come to us with $100,000, we could test build one of these homes, you could then sell it at the end. I mean, I wish I could promise that it would be for more than what you've invested. I believe it would be, but until we've built one, it's really hard to guarantee that.
Very interesting. You mentioned bundling the electronics and doing other things and having other features that would obviously minimize all the costs. So, are there ways, are these patentable ideas that you have? And if so, I'm assuming that there's lots of other builders who are in a more for-profit arena, like most builders. And could you use some of the ideas that you have so that you could potentially fund your nonprofit through an actual for-profit business using some of the techniques that you're developing?
Well, that's kind of what we're trying to do by, we don't get the money to build one of our Home for More homes until someone has, decided they want to build one of these. So that is almost like our for-profit business where someone comes to us, wants to build one of these homes, and then just rather than us initially just taking that profit, we just reinvest it once. So we still see that profit again, it just comes through monthly mortgage payments. Does that answer your question?
But going to this gentleman's point, there's no guarantee on those mortgage payments, so I think that.
Well, I mean, we're not trying to provide free homes here. If a family's not paying their mortgage payments, we'll kick them out and put a family that wants to utilize this opportunity in there.
That could take months.
Yeah, but it's nothing's guaranteed. We're trying to choose families that have had, full-time working jobs. We're offering a pretty good deal for them. We probably get a pretty large selection of families. We do lots of interviews and, go visit the homes they live in, like check up on how they've been paying their mortgages. And also part of it is like having a nonprofit that's trying to work with these families. So you might even be flexible. Like if they can't pay their full amount that month, like they could come talk to us. If they have good reasons behind it, we would be flexible with them because that's our money coming in. So we want them to be successful.
You seem to be stepping into a world where Habitat has been for a while. And so I'm just curious about your genesis to move into that space, why you want to be there, and what do you offer that's unique or different from Habitat?
Well, Habitat for One is dealing with families that are below the poverty level. So, it is a different ballpark than what I'm trying to, the families I'm trying to get to move in. Also, Habitat houses, they generally run $65,000 in material costs. And that's with a lot of it donated and labor donated and stuff. So maybe construction costs. And I don't know if you've ever been in a Habitat home, but they're rather small. So honestly, if we get this going, I would absolutely offer Habitat, these homes instead for a fraction of the costs. And, hopefully they would utilize this technology.
Hello.
Hi.
Good morning. And it's a fine idea and a fine project. Do you have a manufacturing facility for your assemblies?
I do not. Do you have a manufacturing facility?
I'm sure there's plenty of places around that can be, you can save about 9% on your materials by being a nonprofit because of sales tax. I'm a sales tax man.
Oh, thank you.
Hi, good morning, Ms. Horner. You talked about the mother of five that you worked with and you want to help them. Do you have numbers on people you're trying to help, and how are you going to guarantee that the houses you're building are going towards them? Do they have any qualifications, like a list that you would have?
Oh yes, there would be incredibly strict qualifications. And I actually left this part out, but we're not only looking for homes for more families that satisfy our family criteria, but also exceed it. So, like, hopefully, we're offering such a good deal that we have so many families interested in this that we could be very picky about the ones we choose.
Hi, my name is Cindy, and I appreciate what you're doing. I was trying to do a non-for-profit for like 8 months, and I felt like I was just drowning because I didn't know. I couldn't afford the 501c3. And attorneys were $5,000. Lots of attorneys wanted to be on my board, but they weren't going to do it for free or help. So I finally got hooked up with an agency in Florida, and they've already got mine done, and boom. And it was only $2,000, and $1,000 of it was the fee, so I can hook you up on that because that was a huge stressor for me.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
And we definitely would love to have, the 501c3 status, and, then maybe even the $150,000 that people spend on a home, we could give them $50,000 in tax write-offs.
Exactly, and it's huge. And you can go right up the street and file it. So it beats going to Jeff City. I got mine stamped today.
Very nice, congratulations.
Right, so there's obviously, you're really early kind of in the stages and the whole scope of things here, and so it's easy to poke a lot of holes in it. I have a question, and I think a lot of people at 1 Million Cups have this perception that you've got to be this like really established company to come in here and present, where, we encourage people, you've put a lot of thought into this, and have a really good purpose behind it. What does the team look like as you bring on your first customer, as you bring on your first 3-5 customers? Who's going to be your first hire? What does your existing team look like, and how do you grow that?
Well, the existing team is me. Well, with the first customer, I guess maybe part of the $50,000 that we're trying to take in profit would have to go to startup fees and just getting the ball rolling. In the future, it probably wouldn't be until we have money coming in from the mortgage payments that we are really able to hire on full-time people to run the organization. So I'd be willing to do what I can to get it started. And then I, eventually would hire someone else to be a project manager. And my goal would be more to make this non-for-profit something that people could start anywhere in the country, in the world, and we'd share the plans and teach them how to do what we've done. So the goal is really to start these non-for-profits and not just stay and develop this one as much. But we're constantly developing this one too.
Is there any other technology out there that's currently doing the panels now? Who's your competitors? What are you modeling this after? How quickly do you see you getting this going? And then also, we've got lots here in Springfield that we might be interested in donating as well.
Wow, that's amazing. There are modular homes, there are kit homes, and in the research I found, a lot of times the problem is they have these pieces, but then they give them to traditional builders to try to set up, and that ends up being like huge costs just because they're not familiar with these, and it really ends up generally costing more than traditional construction. So as for like the open stud technology, I have not been able to find that anywhere. It seems like a no-brainer to me, but perhaps it does exist, and that's something to hopefully collaborate with rather than compete against. Thank you.
I just think you're awesome. I think it's going to work, and I only have 2 questions. Have you thought about GoFundMe to get some money, and also was this idea divinely inspired?
Is that similar to like a Kickstarter campaign? I have, and that was actually my initial direction that I was taking, and I don't know if it's fear of having all this pressure on just my shoulders and promising all these people all these things and then not having people that I am collaborating with that actually can help me on building this and the structure and everything else that goes into it. So yes, I would absolutely love to do something like that, but I feel like I need more on my team first before I'd feel comfortable doing one of those. Thank you.
My husband and I looked into a modular home during expansion, and our biggest cost was going to be delivery. Is that something that you've looked into, the cost of delivering all the modular pieces to a site?
Well, they're all 4x8 sections, so we could load them just on a trailer, a flatbed trailer. They ideally would all be built locally, so each non-for-profit would have its own warehouse that you're building these pieces in. So it would just be, across the city rather than the country, which is what a lot of the modular companies do. So yeah, hopefully it wouldn't end up costing that much. And I think a lot of times also the huge expense is when you have pieces wider than 8 feet, you have to get all kinds of special permits and take down roads and traffic lights and that might be an exaggeration, but to get these things places. So that a lot of times is a huge expense.
Hi, great idea. Sounds like maybe you should get together with NK, kind of get all the kinks and details worked out. That's really all. I didn't have a question.
Make some connections.
Yeah.
All right, so I think you know the question that's coming. This is how we close down every presentation: is how can we, as a community, help you succeed?
Well, we are trying to get the ball rolling, so we're looking for connections and collaborators to help us do so. If you've noticed, there are handouts on your seat that kind of spell out some of the more specific things that could help us. So if you happen to be one of these people or know one of these people, please fill one of these out and turn it back into me. You can even cut that bottom section off and use it as a bookmark, hang it on the fridge. Just keep us in mind. Thank you all for coming today.
I'm really glad to be back here because I haven't been here for about 2 months because I've been loaded down with work and I needed you badly. I probably still need you right now, probably later. I want to thank our presenters and I want to tell you something. It takes a lot of courage to get up here and talk about a concept, a new business, an established business, I don't care what it is. It takes a lot of courage to stand up here and do this, and I really appreciate it because it's a great concept. What I also appreciate are the questions from the audience, and that's probably the biggest deal. When you come in with a new business, you need to know what the pitfalls are, the upside, downside, because once you get into it, it's money. So you need to have the questions asked, is this going to be a viable business? What do I need to do? What? All those kind of things. So this was really one of the most interesting ones I've seen today. It was really great. Every week we are here. We want to see you. You guys make this happen. This is the reason we're here. And we have grown. We're third largest in the nation. There are over 100 now, right? So thank you all for being here next week, Wednesday, 9 a.m., coffee, and a great presentation. Thank you all. Have a great day.